Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato.
And I was Trick.
But this movie is not a treat. Welcome back to Mindbreakers Halloween, and we're gonna
Wait, Merrick, if you were reviewer and I was reviewer, then who was phone?
What?
That's an old one. I'm not sure who's gonna remember that one. But that's an old one.
Because it's making me think of JonTron, like, oh, hearts equal life preserver.
But what equal
heart?
No, it's from this old shitty creepypasta.
Was it the... Jeff the Killer?
I'm not sure if it was Jeff the Killer, but it was one of them where like somebody gets called and it's like, if you're not doing stupid thing, then who was phone?
The supermarket monster.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's not that one. Just like whenever I just to annoy people, whenever someone says bad creepypasta, I immediately jump to Jeff the Killer because it's awful.
Well, yeah, of course, that's the go-to one.
But there's still people like, oh, Jeff the Killer was good. Like, no, it wasn't.
Some people, when you think creepypasta, immediately go to either Jeff the Killer or to Slenderman.
You know what I go to when I think where I go when I think creepypasta?
Where?
Somewhere else. Somewhere else is something worth thinking about. Freaking creepypasta.
Just immediately my mind drifts to something completely different.
It's like creepypasta. I'm out.
Okay, later. Better things to think about than this.
And though we have a worse thing, well, yeah, we actually, about better things to think about, this is the last Mindbreakers Halloween of this year, and we're doing not the last Halloween movie. This is a series,
but the last of the season. It is Halloweeny 5,
The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Honestly, this should have been just The Return. They're using the blank of Michael Myers too much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm calling them out on it. Fuck that shit.
Wait, you thought it should... No. Then we'd have, in this case, Halloween 5, The Revenge, which is sounding a little too Jaws for me.
It's still a bit more original.
1 year...
Slightly.
After the events of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, 1988, the Shape returns to Haddonfield once again in an attempt to kill his now mute niece. Okay, movie.
Yeah.
Movie description.
Mm-hmm.
We called him The Shape in the first one because we did not... Because that's just how he was credited. Because it's not...
Because we
Michael Myers is not named The Shape. All right?
This is in fact not Michael Myers' name.
His name is Michael Myers. It's in the title.
Honestly. Well, subtitle, technically.
No, well, yeah, Halloween 5, The Return of Michael Myers. It's right there. Michael Myers. It's not a mystery who Michael Myers is. There's no mystery here. The mystery is why you keep making these, I suppose, but that's the only mystery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is truly the question.
So we got all the people are back. We got Donald Pleasance, because this movie cannot exist without him. Danielle
The series can't exist without
Danielle
him.
Harris is back as Jamie. Ellie Cornell is back as Rachel. Bo Starr is back as Sheriff Ben Meeker. And then we got a bunch of new people.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, Rachel and Jamie, along with Donald Pleasance, are the only three that we really care about returning. The return of Jamie, Donald Pleasance, as well as Rachel, because she's here too for a while.
Last movie was the return. This is the revenge.
Whatever.
Yeah. You should not care.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just watch it, please.
Sheriff? They want you down at the cemetery.
Today in the cemetery, somebody dug up a coffin. It was a coffin of a 9-year-old girl. You've come back to us, Michael.
When are they going to realize that she is not him? She's just a child.
They know that Michael Myers is her uncle, and that she attacked her stepmother. That's why they fear her, especially on Halloween. You're afraid. You're afraid the whole thing might start to happen again.
How many people did he kill last year? Have you forgotten? But you never looked into his face, did you? You never saw his eyes. You never saw that nothing, no expression, blank. My memory goes back 12 years. I prayed that he would burn in hell. But in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him. Michael Myers is outside.
The National Guard will take him to a maximum security facility, where he'll stay till the day he dies.
Never die.
Well, that was something.
Oh God, what did I ask for?
I think you asked for something else, but unfortunately I got our order wrong, so we got
Well, no,
this instead.
I asked to watch this movie. Why the fuck did I ask for that?
Well, the soonest done, soonest begun, soonest done, as they say. So
Guess so.
we start out with with last time on Halloween, because of course we would.
Yes,
where
yes,
he's
we did.
blown up and shot down the hole into the tunnel, but he actually falls down a mine shaft. He falls down the mine shaft and he goes down the water and then into the rapids, and then they throw dynamite after him, but he's escaped.
He manages to fly out of the pipe and down to the river just in the nick for him to survive, because coincidence is still alive and well, apparently.
He looks like he's having fun going down the river, frankly.
Yeah, the one thing Michael Myers can never kill is coincidence.
He can definitely kill this franchise, though.
True. Very, very true. This is adamantly apparent here.
You know what they talk like zombie Simpsons? What they talk about later seasons of The Simpsons is like zombie season or something. Yeah, this is this series after the first one.
Right.
Like I didn't even like this.
It has a cool credit sequence though.
Yeah, I thought this was too much, the credit sequence in this, because we get the whole.
But it was nice.
He escapes, but the credit sequence comes first. Yeah, we get like you can tell it's almost the 90s because there's a knife and seizure editing and like it's Fruit Ninja or something.
Yeah, knife swinging into a pumpkin.
Making a jack-o'-lantern. It's like, okay.
Well, no, it's not even making the jack-o'-lantern. It's just stabbing it several times aggressively.
This was... I will admit I fast-forwarded this opening.
Okay.
It's like, okay, just moving on. Let's get to the movie, please. I want to leave.
It was the one part I kind of liked.
To each their own.
Okay.
We then... Jamie has a nightmare, but she's screaming silently, which I don't think is how being mute works. I think you can vocalize in a lot of cases, but I don't know.
Yeah, at least a little bit. Like, she's not making, like... She's making little to no sound.
Yeah, it's...
And, like, fucking Mike gets picked up by a pirate man with a bird.
Yeah. Who lives in the mountains. This is the thing about muteness. Usually that's not, like, a birth. It's not a natural thing. It's, like, the result of trauma.
Yeah.
You can still vocalize. I don't think it's possible to scream without making a sound, because if that's the case, it's a physical issue with your lungs.
Yeah, it would be like...
Or your vocal cords, because there'd still be air going through that. It would make some kind of a noise.
A little bit, I guess. But, like, sometimes it's people that, like, just straight up lose their tonsils or whatever.
Yeah, but there'd at least be a... It wouldn't just be silent.
Yeah.
It's just...
Like, you make a little bit of sound at least.
Yeah, it's just one more problem for this movie's pile of problems.
Yeah, like, she didn't get her tongue cut out, or, like, even if she did...
Even if she got her tongue, she'd still be able to scream.
Yeah, make sound.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to enunciate very well, but still, I mean, considering she's a child actress, that doesn't really matter.
No, all of her lines are awful, but... So, and then the nurse comes in. She was having a nightmare about stabbing her stepmother.
Yeah, this is a year later, by the way, which, like, she's been in this clinic for a year, as well as Mike being in the Mamarud protection.
Yeah, he just woke up, and he just wakes up.
Of the Sailor Man.
He just wakes up, kills the pirate, and leaves.
Yeah, basically. And Jamie sees all this, which is why she's silently screaming. Yeah. She apparently has no vocal cords, but she must scream.
But let's not... That she does see all this, because she apparently has a psychic connection to Michael Myers now, for some reason.
That too. Psychic kids.
Yeah. I'd say it's like it's a Stephen King book, but then it would actually be interesting, because for all the jokes...
It wants to be one. You can say that at least.
But all the jokes people make aside, Stephen King's actually a damn good writer.
Honestly. Like, he doesn't as much as he used to rely on the contrivances of before.
Well, yes. I mean, the contrivances, to be fair, are things that worked extremely well for him in early books, like in Carrie.
Yeah,
Carrie made
that's what got him where he is.
Where he is. Of course, you're going to try to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Also, look, the guy's written hundreds of books at this point. Like, a few ideas are going to show up more than once.
Yeah, exactly, because he likes what he likes, okay? He's a man of his tastes.
And look, King doesn't care if you like his stuff or not. He cares because he wants to write it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, all right.
He was inspired enough to write it, and if you enjoy it, great. If not, well, okay, maybe it's not for you.
And he admits that some of his stuff, like the Tommyknockers and the Langoliers, is just stupid.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I wrote this in a specific place and time.
What? And when you say specific place, yes, I mean I was coked out of my mind.
Yes. Of course. As all great writing comes from.
And with a lot of it, you can tell half the time it was he was writing a Dark Tower book at the same time, and that took his mental preference.
Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm much more interested in this works as I am than I am in this one.
Anyway, it's the next day. Loomis works at the child place because if you pull a gun on a child, you're allowed to work at a child's clinic.
Yes,
I suppose.
He held the boss at gunpoint. It was like, take my CV, and he's like, okay then.
All right, please don't shoot me. Please.
Hire me. Why? Because there's a festival of Samhain coming in a year from now.
Please, Dr. Loomis, think of my children. You don't have any children. Someday I might.
Yes. And maybe one day I'll pull a gun on them too.
So, it's the next day. Rachel and some new kid called Tina, who I thought at first was Lindsay from the last movie, but no, new character.
No, Rachel, Tina is her new friend.
And there's Max, the new replacement dog for the dog that Michael Myers killed. I'm sure nothing's going to happen to this one.
It's a Doberman. Surely it'll last longer.
It's cute. I like it. Its name is Max.
Yeah, I know. I like it too. Yeah.
It's a good boy.
Yes, he's a good boy.
Even though people don't listen to him, which they should listen to.
Yeah, that's true.
That bugs me. May I just say that as a tangent? That bugs me in movies.
Yeah, when they're like, hey, dog is barking.
Look, if the dog's barking, there's
to it.
generally, like, you got a dog, especially in this case, you got a Doberman to protect the kid.
Yes.
And then the dog starts losing its mind like there's someone around, and you just tell the dog to shut up. No.
Or it's like, oh, it's just barking at a cat. It's nothing. Like,
maybe
fucking serious? Go check what it is.
Like, listen, it's like hiring it's like hiring a bodyguard and then leaving them at home while you go do stuff. It's just, I don't...
Yeah, seriously. It defeats the entire purpose of having this bodyguard.
Yeah. So,
like, honestly.
They come in through the window with the dog, and then Loomis comes in and is like, "What's going on here? I'm Dr. Loomis. Why am I
like,
still
I'm here now.
Why am I still here? They took my car keys and they won't give them back. Please let me leave."
I'm also Neil Breen because I am here now.
Well, at least that's something this movie's better than.
Well, yeah, for sure. Neil Breen screaming in the middle of a fucking desert, "Where are you? Where are you?" Should honestly have been the ending of this movie, though, still.
They, Rachel's going somewhere for the weekend, I think.
Uh-huh.
And Tina's taking the house. And a brick comes flying through the window.
Yeah.
And it says, "The evil child must die."
Yeah, it says, "Little girl, stabby, stabby, stab, stab."
And I'm just... Look, it's... You realize that if you're essentially at this point assaulting and harassing an actual child, you're the bad guy, right?
I guess that makes all the teenagers in the town bad guys then.
Yes, probably.
I mean, I guess it also makes Loomis the bad guy because he held the child at gunpoint and also harassed her a bunch.
Yeah, but Loomis is the protagonist. He can never be the bad guy. That's the rule, right?
I think we can agree on, like, the middle ground of anti-hero. Maybe, yes?
Like, it's amusing that Loomis has spent this entire series too old for this shit.
This I can agree on.
And no one listens to
everyone can.
And just he does get to a point where he keeps warning people about Michael Myers and no one listens. So he just like, yeah, all right, I'll do it myself. Gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
After the ending of the last one, honestly, like the fact that he was like he didn't shoot the child, honestly, and just ended the franchise there. Like,
yeah,
you gotta give him a bit of credit, I guess. For restraint.
They bring her a pink princess dress for Halloween because, yes, totally, this child would ever want to be involved in Halloween again.
Well, I mean, she already did the clown costume. What else is she going to be? The devil? The witch? No.
No, I'm saying that, obviously, after the worst thing that ever happened to her happened on Halloween, this traumatized child should, again, do Halloween
anymore.
Like... Wouldn't her doctor not allow that?
Wouldn't any doctor not allow anybody to mention Halloween around this child ever again?
So,
No, Psychic Kids, though.
Michael Myers is out killing people off camera.
And Psycho Killers.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I fucking knew it.
We meet... Rachel goes home, ignores the dog, and gets murdered. Almost immediately.
Go home! Another line that's really good in this movie.
Yeah.
Go home!
She gets murdered immediately.
Yeah.
And then we meet asshole glasses car man, who is Tina's boyfriend.
Mike.
Yeah, which leads... They don't do enough
Mike.
with the fact that his name is also Mike.
Well, they kind of do.
Yeah, this
do, kind of don't.
This has too much comedy for a horror movie without being in the slightest bit funny.
Yeah, honestly, like they're trying to do a fucking.
I like a good I like a good comedic horror movie. Evil Dead's fantastic. I love that movie, but
yeah, but they're trying to be like Evil Dead 2,
which they weren't good enough to be, because Evil Dead 2 it's a legend.
Yeah, it's like at least establish your series can do like horror and comedy at the same time.
Like I'm cool.
And then you could maybe try to make more comedy.
I mean, horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 nailed it.
Right.
But it's because they realized they can't top the first one for serious horror, so why try?
Exactly. And again, Evil Dead 2 nailed it because the first one was an actually legitimately funny movie.
And because it had legitimate talent behind it. This one didn't really.
Yeah, exactly. Also, can we mention the fact that the cover of this movie, at least the usual cover with Jamie and the knife, basically, is just fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It's an awful. Like I'm looking at my Halloween films.
Yeah.
And the one I have isn't it, but like the cover for the first one is the knife repeated, making the jack-o'-lantern. Second one, jack-o'-lantern with the skull. Third one, I don't know, Season of the Witch. It has nothing to do with anything. Halloween 4, close-up of the mask. Not great, but okay. This one, though.
This one is just god-awful.
And what else we got? We got...
It's her in the clown costume with the knife, like, literally going through it, making the white part, which is like, oh my god.
Then we got Halloween 6, which has the mask and a knife with the protagonist reflected in the knife. Then we have H2O with just actors.
It's okay, honestly, almost every other cover is better than this fifth one, honestly.
And Halloween Resurrection. Which is the same cover, but with different actors. Huh.
Well, because honestly, come on, it was like, what was it, like 2000s?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they were like looking at everything else and were just being like, yeah, okay, Ghost of Mars.
Yeah, that was awful.
I know, right? Still though, like this is the worst cover probably of the entire series, I would say. So I'd go out on a limb and say that.
Yeah. I don't know. The new Halloween one has a pretty bad cover. It's just the mask again.
This is still worse.
Like I gotta say, you, how many of the series covers are just going to be pictures of Michael Myers' mask?
Yeah, like I know that, but like, still, like you try to add like another like new interesting sort of thing to it, and it's like, oh, this is the plot of this one. And it's like, but she doesn't wear the clown costume in this one ever. And
she's standing over the knife, which implies that she's his weapon of some kind. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just bad.
Yeah, it's just
like the whole framing of it is terrible.
The Friday the 13th movies had some damn good posters, though. I'll give them that. But
yes, they also had some bad ones too, but not as bad as this.
So Tina's boyfriend Mike's obsessed with his car.
Yeah.
He reminds me, honestly,
he loves his car.
I don't know. He seems, and this is a really rude thing to say about someone, but he seems like he'd grow up to be Leo Johnson.
He definitely fucking like has reached that, I would say, even. And like, he's just so like blasé. Like he doesn't give a fuck about anything aside from like cigarettes and alcohol, and his car.
Jamie loses her mind in art class and draws an evil dog.
And his tracksuits.
Yeah.
My tracksuit and my car.
So the evil draws the evil dog on the someone else's art project, and so apparently something's happening with Max. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, something happened to Maxie. Oh my gosh."
But but the dog's Loomis like, "Is the dog okay?" I don't know. I think we have a Rachel. We have a psychic kid situation again.
Psychic kids.
So Michael somehow gets to town. Mm-hmm. There's a costume pageant at the children's clinic.
Yes.
Apparently there's another kid called Billy who is not relevant, but gets involved in the action for some reason.
Honestly, he's just there because he kind of has a crush on Jamie.
I watched this film like 3 hours ago and I can barely remember it.
Like he's literally only in there because he has a crush on Jamie.
Yeah,
like, that's the only reason this kid is really even here.
But they're like 9, so I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, kids can have crushes on each other.
Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
As long as the movie doesn't pull a It novel, then it should be fine.
That's not a crush, okay? That's something completely different.
I think that's the most.
You're taking crush and gangbang and putting them in the same circle.
The circle closes.
The circle jerk.
You are funny. You are a funny guy.
My tracksuit and car make me big funny man.
So they're going to a Halloween party. The kids, not the teenagers. There's some other friend of Tina's who I don't know who she is.
She's just what was her name again? Sam.
Yeah.
She has boyfriend that is store clerk that they buy beer from.
And
he's also fucking annoying.
Yeah, he's really annoying. There's Doctor Loomis who is going to the sheriff and is like, "Hey, I think Michael's back." And it's like, "No, please, well, no, why?" But we shot him. Nah. He's back, though.
Nah, dog. Didn't get him good enough.
We gotta get him again.
Gotta get him real good this time.
So they have their exchange.
Mike Myers is in the house, and he's going, "Yeah, I'm here." Wayne's World.
So.
And he stabs Rachel with a pair of scissors.
Much later, Tina puts on a French maid costume to go to the Halloween thing. And while this is happening, Michael Myers breaks into the garage where other Michael is putting beer in the back of his car. Michael takes a gardening claw and just rakes it across the car.
Yeah, this is after they get the beer. He just scrapes it about. This is probably my favorite kill in the entire movie, and probably everyone else's too. Like, he just scrapes it along the back of the car as Mike is looking at like himself in the rearview mirror, and he sees like the scratch in the car, and he goes, "Oh hell no, fuck this dude." He gets out his car, and he's like, "Hey." Puts on his tracksuit and goes, "You fucked with my car. I beat your ass, suka bliat." And then he just he grabs the crowbar and tries to
tire iron on Mike.
It was like a tire iron or crowbar or whatever. And then Michael just plants the claw right into his head
and then steals the car.
Yeah, and just drags him away, takes the car and drives off.
Oh, before he was given a mask by Tina for a Halloween costume. He's like, whatever.
It's a really shitty mask.
I at first was really excited because I thought the mask was a mask from Troll 2.
Oh wow!
Because it looked.
You thought it was a Troll 2 mask?
Yeah, I think that would be a fun reference. But no, it's just this caveman mask.
It looks like a goon, goon mask.
Yeah, like the Goon actually.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the Goon, like the comic book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was thinking too.
Michael Myers goes to pick her up in wearing the mask.
Right.
She's dressed as a French maid, and it's funny It's not like this, but when he had the mask on, my initial thought was, please tell me he just put it on over his own mask. That would be great.
That'd be really hokey, and I would love that. But
yeah,
no.
it's nah. But they drive around. He's abusive.
Also spoilers. Tina really likes to fuck Mike in the car, and thus promised Sam they would have the house to themselves.
Yes. They get to the party. He doesn't kill her for some reason.
So she likes the car just as much as Mike does, I think.
But it is funny. It's like, stop the car. Like, gotta pick up cigarettes. Stop here. And Michael just kind of does what he says, because I guess he's a little confused right now.
Right.
And it's just a lot of weird scenes in this movie that don't really go anywhere.
Honestly, this was really weirdly put together. Like, it was super bizarrely edited.
So they find out from Jamie's psychic powers that they're going to the party. So Loomis and the sheriff go over, and Tina Spats, and I think that's his name, Spats.
Yeah, something like that.
And Sam pretend to be two victims of Michael Myers, and and they scream a lot, and then they almost get shot by the cops.
Right.
Including two really bad cops who just make cartoon sound effects.
Stupid cops.
Who admit that. Why didn't we do anything? Because we're lousy cops.
Skull of the cop world.
Yep, Officers Bulk and Skull.
Yes. Also, what did I want to say? Something specific I wanted to say. When she gets picked up in the car, like, she should realize that there's the gigantic scrape on the back of it.
And she should notice that, one of his hands is burned.
Yeah, that too. Also, we forgot a big important.
Oh, this movie has important?
Well, one big important. There was the guy on the bus that walks off, and he's got the spurs that go jingle, jangle, jingle.
Yes, the evil man in evil clothes who arrives at Haddonfield.
I just called him glasses, gloves and boot and trench coat man.
I call him the Man in Black.
He is kind of the Man in Black.
Because it ties
the Samhain tattoo on him and shit.
Oh, we also noticed that Michael Myers has a tattoo that he didn't have before, which is a line with a triangle.
That's his tattoo?
That's his tattoo, and the Man in Black's tattoo.
Oh my god, really? That's the stupidest.
It looks vaguely runic, and the sixth movie explains what it is, and I really want to tell you, but I can't, and we're going to wait till next time.
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure what it is, so, I'm just adequating it to Samhain. But still, it's a stupid fucking addition, and it should not have even been there, I don't think.
Oh, no, it's important.
It has, no purpose to this story.
No, it has no purpose to this story, but it's a crucial plot element to the entire series later.
I guess so.
Oh,
considering I haven't watched any more of the series.
Nor should you.
I haven't watched the series up to that point. Then, yeah. I can't say anything about that.
So, Sam and Spats go to have sex in the barn. And one gets killed with a pitchfork and the other with a scythe, and it's kind of funny.
When they prank the cop, actually, it was really funny.
It was really funny, but you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's like in Zombieland.
Run out. Can I describe what the prank is?
Yes.
Okay, so the two girls, Sam and Tina, run out of the party to the cop car, and they're screaming their heads off, right? And Tina gets approached by Mike Myers in the knife, in the mask with holding the knife and everything, and she's like, "No, please, I have so many other friends that are virgins," and they're like, "Got any other numbers?" So it's actually kind of funny.
Is it?
It reminded me very much of Scream.
Okay.
So therefore it reminded me of a better movie, and thus I laughed.
I don't agree with that.
Scream is a better movie.
I dislike Scream far more than I dislike this.
There are good Scream movies, though.
Which
You
one?
At least agree to that.
When?
At least Scream things, okay?
What?
Like the Netflix show was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I like it.
I didn't bother because the three movies I watched were just disappointment after disappointment.
And that's okay too.
Such a bad series of films for me.
Okay, but were they? Can you really say they were like any worse than this though?
I enjoyed this more.
Okay, that's yours. Again, to each their own.
So the two cops are killed because, of course, they are.
Yes.
And then
as well as the two in the barn.
Yeah, pitchfork for one, scythe for the other.
Rolling around in the hay.
Everyone leaves the party to go skinny dipping. Tina's gonna go, but she, Billy, and Jamie, who are here now for some reason, get chased around by Michael Myers in a car because Jamie and there's a whole thing at the children's hospital with a costume contest, and it doesn't matter.
It's just basically it adequates to like it boils down to Jamie basically like having the psychic kid's vision about where they're at. Pretty
and then
much.
they go to help her, but almost get run over by Michael Myers in a car. I think Billy does get hit by the car.
Yeah, I think he does. But honestly, they should have just had Mike Myers grab the scythe at first and just kill both of them with the scythe.
I thought they were gonna do the Friday the 13th thing of stake them together, 2-for-1 kill.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, the pitchfork could have done that, but they were like, no.
That's been done, not like everything else in this movie, which has also been done.
I will give them credit though; they did have Sam kind of fight for herself a little bit, but. Like,
until she was killed.
Yeah, exactly.
She goes out.
It didn't work out. Yeah, she's done.
I did find it kind of funny that Michael's just not trying and chasing them with a car now.
Also the fact that he leaves the little kittens in the barn alone.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd do that, seeing as how he murders Max.
Right. And just kills almost every animal in the entire series also.
Oh yeah, there are little kittens in the barn, which is why they go in the barn.
Yeah, like Sam's like, "Oh look, I found a kitten," and then Tina and the retard like look at each other and go, "Oh," and start running towards it.
Yeah, they it's good they die. It's good for humanity.
Tina's kind of a spastic though.
Yeah,
I kind of don't like Tina just a little bit.
I mean, I might care if it's not like when her death's just, "Oh no, not you. We hardly knew you because you didn't know you at all. Because what is your whole deal? You just showed up to die."
I guess.
Boring.
But at the same time,
boring,
she does really
pointless.
She does care for Jamie.
Yeah, not enough to make an interesting character though.
Right.
It's like Aaron Yeager cares about his mother. He's still an awful, awful, awful character in an awful, awful, awful series.
The Titan's mouth with her.
No, it's just because he screams all the time and is just.
I know I'm fucking with you.
He's just a more unlikable Shinji Okari.
Kinda.
I like Shinji Okari's dad because I'd mentally abuse Shinji too if I was cursed with that as a kid.
That's why I love Levi so much because he actually fucks with like Aaron just enough, you know.
It's like Final Fantasy X, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to have Tidus as a kid, I'd do what Jack did as well.
I would also want to push him off a fucking cliff like Kimari does.
What's a Kimari?
Kimari's the big blue cat person.
Right. I don't like Final Fantasy games.
He's the big Ronzo.
What's a Ronzo?
The Ronzos are the cat people.
Oh, why are they called Ronzos?
Because they're called fucking Ronzos, okay?
This is why I don't like Final Fantasy.
Neither do I usually.
So they go. Donald Pleasant shows up and is like, "Hey, Mike, I call you out. Let's go fight in your house."
Yeah, honestly, it's like, go home.
I'll meet you there and I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, my dad's gonna kick your dad's ass.
I killed my dad. Never mind. Actually, no, he killed his sister. His dad just kind of died normally.
I guess. Or he just left because,
I don't know. I don't care
hillbilly
either.
parents.
They're only hillbilly parents in this Rob Zombie one.
Yeah, but at least like him leaving kind of makes sense because of that. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. That was a long time and a much higher score ago.
I know. I'm just okay. I'm just screaming shit. All right.
All right.
I'm just
So they go to the house. The cops are there. What's her name can speak again.
Yeah. For some reason, Jamie's able to talk again.
Tina's dead.
Tina got stabbed in the forest.
So they're in the Myers house. Mm-hmm. It's lit with candles.
Set
up an ambush. They have all the cops there, and then Jamie has a vision about Michael Myers at the children's hospital. So all the cops go there, all of them.
Yep.
Obviously,
he sends everyone.
It's a fake out.
He goes all units,
except for like a few are staying there. But they took the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
They got outsmarted by a stupid person. And then Michael Myers shows up to the house. There's Donald Pleasance argues with the cop, and then Donald Pleasance faces down Michael on the stairs, and he's like, "No, dude, you don't have to keep killing people. You can stop. Just this is your house. You can like calm down, like live here. Stop being a serial killer." And then it gets a line, which is my favorite line in the movie, because I think it's Donald Pleasance talking to the series as a whole. Remember how much better you used to be?
I could pretty much make that, I could make that sentiment about the go home line, like talking to everybody that was in the theaters watching this.
Go home. See what else came out in 1989? Go see Batman instead.
Yeah, it's a better Halloween film.
Yeah, it's a great movie as Batman. So
honestly,
Michael Myers says no and stabs him into the window.
Well, stabs him, throws him in, headfirst into the window and then off the banister of the stairs.
So Michael Myers chases Jamie. She goes down the laundry chute, which was established in a prior scene of Donald Pleasance wandering around this house that has a broken lock on the hatch at the bottom. So Michael Myers goes down to the bottom, to the basement really quickly to grab her through the door. But
she's not there. She's hanging on just barely.
She falls down, climbs up, and then Donald Pleasance grabs her and uses her as bait to lure Michael Myers into the living room, where he proceeds to drop a Scooby-Doo chain net on him.
Yeah, the fucking chain net is just ridiculous. Also, the fact that Jamie does a table hopper off of the knife and manages to climb back up. It's holy fuck, this kid has upper body strength.
Well, she is the son of Sparta.
Fucking wow.
She has the blood of Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is Sparta, right?
No, I don't think that's at all accurate.
So,
although I do wish that Michael Myers would get the cock and ball torture from fucking DMC Devil May Cry.
I think the people who made that game should get that, frankly.
I know you do.
You know what that movie, that game is like?
What?
Dante, looking at both Dantes. Real Dante is Sokka from the Avatar cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
DMC Dante is Sokka from the Shyamalan movie.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see it.
Especially because he's called instead of Sokka, he's called Sukka or something in that, which fits.
Well, considering I haven't watched the Shyamalan one.
Shyamalan.
Considering I haven't watched it.
Well, it's a Shyamalan movie, so it's bad. That's all you need to know.
I'll agree with you. So then he beats him
drops
with
the
a
net,
fucking 2x4.
shoots him with a lot of horse tranquilizer, beats him with the
Die.
like Tommy Jarvis at the end of Friday the 13th Part 4.
Yeah, but yeah, first he shoots him with tranks.
And then he's still not dead, so they put him in jail.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "It's okay. He's locked up. He'll never get out." And then the man in black
send him
shows
to a supermax fucking prison.
I think you should just encase him in concrete and drop him in the sea.
Yeah.
At this point, like,
Jamie's like, is he gonna be dead? Is he gonna die? It's like, no.
And then the man in the evil boot, the evil man with the evil clothes shows up. Apparently,
at the police station
has a
after
machine
Jamie
gun.
Leaves with the sheriff.
He has a machine gun, blows up the door because the whole prison's on fire, escapes, and then the movie's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
He rescues Michael Myers.
You're all free now.
This was not a good film.
No, it wasn't.
As you could tell by our great attempts to talk about literally anything else the whole time we were supposed to be reviewing it.
God, fuck this movie.
The series started so high and is already so low and not even done.
Yeah, honestly. Like, it has two discovering the bodies scenes. It's like they have Tina finding all the bodies in the barn, and then the shitty stupid cops.
And then she finds all the bodies on the upper floor.
Barn. Jamie finds the bodies upstairs, and it's like the dog and Rachel and Max.
My question is,
and Mike, whatever.
How many times
terrible
does a killer have to prove themselves to be freaking destructible before the military, the government decides, no, this belongs to us now, we're doing experiments to make a super soldier?
Well, I mean, I thought that got established in Friday the 13th. I mean, wasn't it like part 5 that Freddy God, fuck, I'm getting mixed up. Fucking oh man,
Jason?
Yeah, Jason Voorhees gets fucking blown up with the RPG in that one, right?
He was blown up with an RPG in the 9th one, and he's government property in the 10th one.
Oh, okay, so then we need 4 more movies then.
Well, we have them, and we're going to be looking at them next year.
Oh, fuck my life.
Yeah, what did you think of this one? What's your final verdict?
God, fuck my life.
What about on the series as a whole so far? What's your favorite?
Go home.
What's your favorite of the Halloween films except for the first one?
Honestly, I think I enjoyed, considering that I watched this one and didn't like this one even more. I think I'm more inclined to be like, yeah, 3 was okay.
Yeah, I think likewise 3 is my favorite aside from the first one.
Yeah, 2's still like okay, it's still pretty decent, but like 3 is mildly surprising compared to this one.
2 is just boring to me.
Yeah, I know.
But this is another Halloween in the bag. Got 2 more days left in October, and obviously a lot of content on my channel.
Indubitably.
But anything you want to say to the guys, to the audience,
I don't know. I guess like don't get your razor blades in your children on your movie posters.
Obviously.
Also, make sure you get 8 hours of drugs. And don't do sleep.
Stay in milk.
Also, don't get stuck in clinics or get mammarued back to health by sailor men for a year.
Next time, we're going to be back on regularly scheduled content, sort of, but it's also going to be a bit of a special episode.
Really? Special, you say?
Special, because I looked, and the first Friday in November.
Mm-hmm.
You know what day it is?
Free Candy Day.
Remember the 5th of November.
Oh, cool.
See you next time, guys.
This is good.
Ciao.
Goodbye, everyone. Wear your masks.